Good morning. The damage done from an inch of snow in downtown Louisville. Let me show you West Muhammad Ali Boulevard before traffic comes, and it's packed down where these cars are moving through. We're going to see a car move by here in a second. And what's not good about that, when you get these cars kind of packing the snow down into the asphalt and concrete with temperatures that are in the low 20s, with ground temperatures that are in the 20s this morning, it makes an icy layer. Then you throw an inch of this fluffy snow that has come down in the last 1 to 2 hours in downtown. I mean, we're talking about a serious headache here. Heavy sleet, freezing rain, and snow, which will eventually turn to all snow. We're going to focus on this dark area of blue. This will cover things up if it's been cleared off in a matter of minutes. So from Bedford down through Mitchell, extending over towards Vincennes, where they already have 5 to 6 inches of snow on the ground, conditions will go downhill yet again, and everything's going to fill in on the radar around Louisville. So if you're saying, hey, this isn't that bad, I mean, it's not even coming down, there's nothing heavy outside, I promise you, you have to trust us on this one. Later on today, it is going to go downhill. And so far in downtown Louisville, what we found is a glazing of ice with that freezing rain. And meteorologist Richter Luke is out there right now to show some of those icicles hanging. And you just hit the nail on the head. Such a great point. The fact that we're putting the foundation of ice down on the ground with the freezing rain and sleet, then you start dumping heavy snow on top of it, it will make it nearly impossible at times to quickly clear the roads. And the reason I say we're not finished and we really haven't even seen the real meat and potatoes of the storm, it's because it still lingers in southern Illinois, Missouri, and Arkansas. All of the computer models indicate that this will continue to expand and shoot directly up the Ohio River. Along north-south of the Ohio River, 30 miles or so is where the heaviest precipitation will end. And when it's all falling below freezing, this is why we have winter storm warnings extending from Texas up through the Ohio Valley, most of Kentucky, and under that winter storm warning, where we have the winter weather advisories. Even where we don't have an advisory, doesn't mean we're done. We will have a wintry mix. It's just going to be much lighter, and we'll have some light accumulations of snow. Great reports coming in, and you can do that on Facebook and Twitter. We really appreciate the help. Check out this picture. This is from southern Indiana and Salem. Not snowing yet. We've been showing snow on the radar. It's been all sleet. It will start to transition to snow up that way over the next 2, 3, 4 hours. WDRB weather app, you can post photos that way. You also get that live radar. This is free to download, and I'm telling you, the radar is one of the best things that you will see. And you get to use it today all the way into the weekend with round 2, the next winter storm moving in as we head towards our Sunday. Watch the temperatures drop from 30 to 28 from midday to 5 o'clock, and this is the window where some of that snow will be heavy along the Ohio River as we spike back up to a 100% chance for heavy snow, sleet, freezing rain. Here's the snow timeline. 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. from northwest to southeast in southern Indiana. Louisville Metro, 1 to 3 o'clock. Along the parkways, 3 to 6 o'clock. As we get later on in the game, most of the heavy moisture will be moving off to the east along the parkway, so we're not talking about heavy snow accumulations down there. 1 o'clock, there's the transition right on top of Louisville. Jefferson County, Floyd, and Clark County. We have sleet, we have heavy snow, and it just sits on top of us at 3:30. Coming home from work today is going to be a bear, a nightmare of a commute later on today. Make sure you tune back in at 4 o'clock. There's going to be snow flying all over the place, but it's over by midnight. Tomorrow morning, we're finished, just really cold, with low temperatures this time tomorrow morning between 15 in southern Indiana and around 20 for Louisville Metro, with those winds at 8 to 14 miles per hour, maybe some lingering freezing drizzle around midnight. Total snow accumulations, this is what you've waited for. How much am I going to get? Okay, let's break it down for you. The heaviest in between Madison and Indianapolis with a solid 5 to 9 inch band. You head south of that, sleet will cut back on the accumulations as we get close to Louisville Metro. A 3 to 5 band in southern Jefferson County, 1 to 3 inches anticipated. So that snow coming down with rates of 1 inch to 1.5 inches per hour for a couple hours will do the work on the roadways. And a quick snapshot of Sunday. We're not finished, folks. Another winter storm with snow accumulations, mainly lighter snow, but talking about some freezing rain and sleet as well. Travel on Sunday will be a nightmare at times with temperatures that will struggle to make it to freezing. And by next Wednesday and Thursday morning, as we look at all of this snow and ice on the ground, temperatures in the single digits. You know, winter doesn't start for a couple more weeks. At that time, we did have a tornado warning, and there were a few areas that we were watching on the radar where there was a lot of rotation. The National Weather Service is going to be very busy today going out to multiple locations to try to, see whether it was straight line wind damage or tornado damage. But so far, already quite a few reports. Elizabeth has been an area hit very hard with a possible tornado, so we'll have more on that coming up. Portions of Adair County now under a tornado warning. We're going to take you down to the south. This is only going to last for maybe 5 more minutes. It's just this chunk of Adair County right here on 76 where there's some weak rotation being detected by the radar. This will head out of Kentuckiana in the next 5 to 10 minutes, impacting 127 right there. Gusty winds, some brief rotation noted aloft in this storm, tracking it to the east-northeast, again, towards Teddy in 5 to 10 minutes, and then over towards Gilpin in around 12 minutes. That map is amazing. An outbreak of severe weather, a lot of tornadoes down to the south from Nashville back through Mississippi. Here locally, I'm sure we're going to have the National Weather Service out there this morning into the afternoon in multiple locations with possible tornadoes. One of those locations is Elizabeth, Indiana, where our WDRB reporter Rachel Collier is right now. And Rachel, the pictures you continue to send in, amazing. It's kind of scary. As we track severe weather for the far eastern and southeastern sections of Kentucky, you look for the red sliver. It's large. I mean, we're talking about 40 to 50 miles long here, only 5 miles wide. So when it hits, it's going to be gone in 15 minutes. It's moving off to the east around 65 miles per hour. Campbellsville now in the clear from the damaging wind threat. Adair County, as we go up into Taylor County, Washington and Marion County with that severe threat, up into Franklin County, the state capital. It's right in Frankfort as we speak. Shelby County now clearing out. So in terms of how much rain are we going to deal with for the next 2 to 3 hours, and the timing's not good, it's going to be evident here in Louisville Metro because the radar's lit up. Tornado watch has expired for all of Louisville Metro west of 65. The warnings are the counties highlighted in this orange. It's going to be over in a couple minutes. The severe risk is greatly diminishing. So here's StormView HD radar, and if we can put this in motion so I can show you what's been happening over the last 2 to 3 hours, you have green and yellow. This is all non-severe. But the problem is, you go to get in your car right now, you try to get to work and school, there's going to be tree limbs to drive through, there's going to be puddles really high to drive through, and basically it's back through Carbondale, Paducah, Evansville, and you can see with it going up to the north and northeast, it's going to be here for a while. We have this line that goes from the state capitol, there's Frankfort, all the way down Washington and Marion County, Greene, Taylor, Adair counties, really Greene County now starting to see the worst of it. Press on through. Off to the east now at around 55 to 60 miles per hour. You look for this sliver of red, which is about 5 miles wide. That's where we have the wind concern that could reach 60 and 65 miles per hour. Severe thunderstorm warnings, Franklin County, again, back down through the far eastern sections of Shelby County. This is ready to expire there. Farther to the south, Marion and Washington County, the wind threat is evident right now. Willisburg, Gravel Switch, we take you into Lebanon, right over Lebanon, very heavy rain. New warning now extended into Gravel Switch. If you're watching from Gravel Switch, you have about 3 or 4 minutes before the heaviest of rain arrives. And usually the leading edge, right where Mark is drawing on that storm track, is where some of the worst winds are anticipated. So Perryville, Harrodsburg, Danville, which is just outside of Kentucky in around 20 to 25 minutes. Nicholasville, just outside of Kentucky, it is moving that way. There's Campbellsville, the heaviest rain, without lightning, by the way, is now just to your east, still under that severe thunderstorm warning. As you look to Clementsville, basically in between Campbellsville and Clementsville is where we do have that wind threat extending down through Adair County. So we look at Ely, Dunville, Clementsville, 5 to 6 minutes really in Clementsville right now is when you need to be preparing for some of those winds. This is only a few miles wide, so the worst conditions, maybe a 10-minute window as it works on through, and then we get into steady rain. The morning commute is going to be really, really bad.